Right now, underneath every forest on Earth, trees are having conversations. Not with words, not with sounds, through a secret underground internet made of fungi, and it's been running for millions of years before we even knew it existed. 90% of all tree species on the planet are plugged into this network. 90%. That's not a fringe finding, that's basically every tree you've ever seen. The mycorrhizal network, scientists call it the wood wide web, is a sprawling web of fungal threads that physically connects tree roots across an entire forest. And what flows through it will genuinely mess with your head. Here's how it works. Fungi attach to tree roots. The tree feeds the fungi sugars. The fungi, in return, dramatically expand the tree's ability to pull in water and nutrients from the soil. So far, that sounds like a fair trade, right? But then it gets weird, because those fungal threads don't just connect one tree to one fungus. They connect tree to tree to tree, stretching across acres of forest in a single continuous living network. A 2010 study published in Nature confirmed that trees are actively moving carbon, nitrogen, and even water through these connections, transferring resources across the forest like a biological stock exchange. But why? Why would a tree give anything away? Here's where it stops being biology and starts feeling like something else entirely. Older trees, researchers call them mother trees, actively send nutrients to younger saplings growing in their shade. Saplings that can't photosynthesize enough on their own because the canopy blocks their sunlight. The mother tree detects the deficit and ships carbon straight to the baby tree through the fungal network. She's literally feeding her kids underground. And it gets more specific than that. Studies show trees can actually recognize their own kin, their own seedlings, and they favor them. They send more resources to their genetic relatives than to strangers. Trees have preferential treatment for family. That's not a metaphor. That's measured, documented science. Now here's where the tension kicks in. Trees don't just share good news through this network. They share emergencies. When a tree gets attacked by insects, it releases chemical signals into the soil. Those signals travel through the mycorrhizal web to neighboring trees. The neighbors receive the warning and start ramping up their own chemical defenses before the insects even reach them. The forest is running a real-time threat alert system, and it doesn't stop at bugs. Trees send distress signals about drought and disease too. The network functions like a nervous system for the entire forest, passing information so the community can respond together. Dr. Suzanne Simard, the forest ecologist at the University of British Columbia who basically introduced this concept to the world, put it simply. She said, trees are social beings. They are interconnected and they communicate. And her research showed something even more staggering. When mother trees are cut down, the survival rate of the surrounding young trees drops dramatically. Remove one hub, and the whole network weakens. Now think about clear-cut logging. Think about what's actually being destroyed, not just trees, but the entire communication and support infrastructure of a living community. And biodiversity makes this system stronger. Forests with more species diversity have more resilient mycorrhizal networks, more fungal variety, more redundancy, more pathways for resources to flow. A diverse forest is a smarter forest. Here's the climax of this whole story. The oldest known tree on Earth is a bristlecone pine that's over 4,800 years old. It was alive before the pyramids were built, and for every single one of those 4,800 years, it's been plugged into a fungal network, trading resources, sending signals, recognizing kin, keeping its community alive. We spent centuries looking at forests and seeing individual trees, competitors, separate organisms fighting for sunlight and water. We were completely wrong. A forest isn't a collection of individual trees. It's one giant, cooperative, underground superorganism, and the fungi are the nervous system holding it all together. The next time you walk into a forest, you're not walking between trees. You're walking through a conversation. Follow for more wild science every day.